Hello everyone, welcome back to Film and Flash. It's been a couple weeks since I made a video, but today we'll be reviewing the Asahi Honeywell Pentax Spotmatic. Now this camera was released in, I believe, the 60s and was made all the way until the early to late 70s. This specific model came in with a built-in exposure meter. Ignore my fingers, how dirty they are. I just got back from a camping trip. Haven't got a chance to clip or clean them yet. That's part of the reason why I've been so busy, but where was I at? It has a built-in exposure meter, which you can see by looking through the viewfinder, which you probably can't see with the light on. Well, basically, in the right-hand corner, there's a little meter with a plus and minus arrow, and when a battery is put in this little compartment back here, you can use it to basically like a built-in exposure meter, and that's what the battery's for. Besides that, this is fully mechanical. It has ASA and shutter speeds that range from 1/1000th of a second all the way down to 1 second, and then bulb. It has a film counter right here. This is for your different, there's 3 different adjustments for, well, it has one for pan crow, which you can adjust by moving this over to pan crow, and then it has an option for color, which would you use for your 2 different kind of film types. I imagine it's one's for black and white, one's for color. And this is your film rewind. And then you also pop this up to open the back. Like so. Mine's hanging up a little bit. This right here, basically you load your film in here, click this down, spread it over and put it into here, click this a few times. If I slow down the shutter speed to 1 second, you'll be able to see the mirror open and close. That 1 second? Yeah. Like so. So that opens and closes to let light in to expose the film. So when you take your film and stretch it across here and wind it a couple times, you wind it all the way until this goes to, what is it, like 1? I think so. I think you only have to move it forward and click it once. Some people do it like 3 times. But it takes 35mm film, which is commonly available, and I believe you get 36 exposures on a typical 35mm film roll. So I believe you can get a lot of exposures. So definitely an affordable format to shoot on. It came with 3 lenses, not like from the factory. From the factory, I believe it only came with 1 lens. I don't have the factory lens, but to take a lens off, you just screw to the left until it pops off. And this is an SLR camera, which means there's a little mirror inside, which allows you to see from the viewfinder directly out of the lens. Now watch what happens when I cock the shutter and click it. That mirror snaps up to allow the film to expose the light. Now when I first got this, it had a stuck mirror, which meant the mirror would not snap back down after taking a photo, which I fixed that by taking these 4 screws out and oiling up these 2 little black gears on the inside with some WD-40, and that fixed that problem for me. It was a pretty simple fix. And then I believe I kind of went over all of the physical stuff this camera has. I think this is for testing your battery. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is a tripod mount, which if I wanted to, I could mount this onto my tripod, which I'm using to record this video, if I wasn't busy recording the video, of course. And then mine came with a strap, then I can show you the 3 other lenses. So this video is mainly about the camera, but while we're here, I'll also go over the lenses a little bit. This camera was considered professional for its time. Pentax is very well known. Honeywell did not manufacture this camera, they just imported it. Asahi Optics Corporation, I believe that's what it says. Yeah, made it out of Japan. Japan made a lot of great cameras. And this was one of them. It's very popular and it still competes with cameras today. Has a wide range of shutter speeds and ASA, so it can be used for essentially any film type as long as it's 35mm. And then with the right lens and the right user, you could really make some magic happen. There's some other stuff here, like with on and off. I believe that's for, it says, I don't know what SW means. I think it has something to do with the exposure meter, because I watched a YouTube video on this camera. Yeah, I don't think it matters. If you're not using the exposure meter, I'd just keep it off. And then this right here on the actual lens itself. Here, let's go over how to use a lens, because a lot of people, I mean, you know how to use a camera. You know, just cock this and press the button. I mean, it's pretty simple. Align your picture through the viewfinder. Click it. You know, use a higher shutter speed for faster images. You know, low light conditions, use slower shutter speeds for slow moving objects. Then something cool this has is if you use, say you put the ASA to 200 and you adjust the shutter speed to, say, 4. Well, if you notice, this little red light comes on. And that lets you know that with the film type you have, that shutter speed's not ideal for proper exposure. The sound it makes is very nice too. It's got a full metal construction. It's honestly a pretty heavy camera, so I'd recommend a strap if you're going to be using it for a while. Anyway, let's go over the lens. This right here is for your aperture, which is those little blades that opens and close. This right here is for focus. And then, well, there you go. You kind of already know everything you need to know. It's a very nice, it's a decent lens. It's made by Corey Optics. All of the lenses are antique lenses. You know, let's go over the other lenses it has. Oh yeah, this right here is for like a hot shoe for like external flashes, because it doesn't have a built-in flash. And then this right here is the self timer, which actually we'll go over that real quick. You have to make sure you cock the shutter first, and then wind this like that, and then press this little button. And then, I don't know exactly how long you get. It feels like 10 seconds. No, it's gotta be longer than 10 seconds. It might be 20. I doubt it's 30. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that long, too. You can also kind of make it pretty short. It has to be, I think that's the shortest you can make it. Okay, you know, you can play around with it. Yeah, this hot shoe's for like external flashes, or one of those shutters that you can click without holding the camera. You know, stuff along those lines. But, yeah. It's pretty much everything this camera has physically. I mean, we could open it up and look inside of it, but you're just going to see a bunch of gears and stuff. And wires. I don't know what kind of battery it takes, but I'm pretty sure you can look it up for this model. Batteries are probably not available anymore. You might be able to find a battery that can work, or find a way to convert it to take a modern battery, but if you have, you'd be better off just using an external exposure meter, really. This is a Fuji photo film company, which is actually, like, this is a pretty high quality lens. Well, it's not expensive, but it's a EBC Fujinon. Wait, that might have been the lens that came from the factory on this camera. No, it probably wasn't. It's in 50 millimeter, 1 to 1.4, f equals 50 millimeters. I don't know what all that stuff means, to be 100% honest with you. F is for aperture. Then I imagine the 1 to 1.4 is something to do with aperture as well. Yeah, that's what it is probably. Well, here it says it goes to 1.5. Oh no, see 1.4. Apparently this goes all the way up to 16, which is honestly pretty high. If you press on this little raised bump back here, you can see the blades pop out, and then you can open and close them, which is pretty cool. Yeah, let's go all the way over to 16. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, one's for focus, one's for aperture. That's essentially how these lenses work. You focus it and then adjust your aperture. So that's a pretty small lens. It's smaller than the one currently on it. And then I have this really long lens here, which is a ProMaster, which is a 205mm, 80 to 205mm, 4.5 lens. It's pretty cool. It has aperture adjustment. Aperture goes all the way up to 22, which is pretty impressive. And then has macro mode, which is pretty cool, so you could take close-up shots and imagine really far distances as well. This is probably capable of shooting. It's honestly pretty cool. This was the lens that came attached to it when I bought it. So I bought the camera with the 3 lenses for 20 bucks. Oh no, 10 bucks. Right? Yeah, 10 bucks. Which it was definitely worth it. Because I had no idea that this was actually a Asahi Pentax, because all I read was Honeywell. I didn't know at the time that Honeywell did nothing but import it. Eventually, Asahi started producing it under their own name later on, but this is how it was earlier on, before they were able to establish, I guess. I'm not 100% how sure all that trade stuff works, but yeah. Sorry this video is slow paced. I'm kind of just trying to talk about everything there is to say about this camera. I'd recommend it. I mean, if you want to do film photography, you can get these cameras decently cheap. I think like 100 bucks or sometimes less. It's not a bad camera. It's about as good as a Canon 8E1 in my opinion. Pentax is a household name, and Asahi has made some great cameras. I would definitely recommend this camera for somebody who wants to do 35mm film photography. Is it the best? No, that'd be like a Leica. But is it a great starter camera that could you use it forever? Sure. I mean, it'll last forever. This thing's simple. It's fully mechanical. There's nothing to really break on it. I mean, eventually something will break, but you can just fix it or buy a new one. It's like, this camera's still kicking, and it's like 50 years old. Maybe even older. Yeah, it could be 50 to 60 years old and it's still kicking. So, it's not a bad camera. If you want to do 35mm film photography, get this camera. It has a nice lens. I mean, well, the lens is just, you know, you have to choose your own lens. I'm just saying, like, the camera body itself is beautiful. Like, in general, it's just a beautiful camera. And overall, you can't go wrong with it. I recommend it for really anybody. Probably good for low light photography, considering how slow you can go to the shutter speed, and it's perfect for anybody. Maybe not for professionals, because they probably want something more high quality, but for the everyday person who wants to get into film photography, yeah, buy it. Thank you guys for watching. Film and Flash out.